So, welcome to this particular live section. Our aim today is to talk about a particular trending topic that has been going on in real estate generally, and we have been having. You will see a lot of property, and they will tell you is government allocation. Is government allocation. The question is government allocation or government allocated land, is it really safe? That is what we want to talk about in this particular video. Why I decided to talk about this topic is because of what happened about a month ago, where a particular land was allocated to a particular man in Abuja, and even very dark man even took that went to the land and did the video on that. The land was allocated to the land to the man about 40 years ago, and today that land has been taken away from the man. Government allocated the land to the man, and now after 40 years, the land was taken away from the man. And so, when people say government allocation, is it really safe? And that is why I decided to I decided to come live and discuss this with our surveyor. Mr. Victor is our surveyor that has been working with us for years now, and he has helped us in doing a lot of land check. And he has helped us to do a lot of stuff, and he has since working with us for years now. We have never had any challenge with property, because before we sell any property, we send it to him first. He will verify it for us and give us the go ahead either to go on or not to go on. So we decided to bring him to this live so that he can share with us and let us know whether the government allocated land, if it's really safe. If government allocated land to you, is it really safe? So let's start from there, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much for creating time to join us in this live. So let us hear from you. Is government, or let's even start. What is even government allocated land? Is it government land, or I mean government? How do I put it? Government allocated. You see a land. They'll tell you title government allocation. Is it a title, or what is even government allocation? Let us know.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dion Victor, a survey technologist at the moment, and hoping to become a licensed surveyor very soon. All right. Land allocation. Let's start from there. Land allocation means that something that is given out. So a land that is given out. You understand? So we have two parties involved here. We have the party that is giving out and the party that is receiving. All right. So government is giving out a land allocated, assigned a portion of land to somebody. So that is the person receiving the land. So now coming to the word allocation, allocation means that a land has been given, has been assigned, you understand, to somebody to use for a certain period of time. So now the word give, it brings a lot of questions, because first of all, if government does not have the land, government cannot give out the land. You understand? So it is something that you have that you can give out. So what gave rights to government to have to have land? What gave rights to government to have land? And that I will not bother you with a lot of the laws, and that's just the Land Use Act of 1999 as amended, which states that all land belongs to the federal government, and the power to use the land is vested in the state government. So, and that gives rights to all the land in each state to be used as appropriate by the state government. Though there are some agreements, and there are some agreements between the state government and the federal government as well. All right, so that's why government has power to allocate a certain portion of land to someone. But the fact that government have rights to allocate land to either a party, either an individual or a company, does not mean that government has right to be arbitrary in the acts of allocation. No. And there is no government that will come and be arbitrary in the acts of allocation. So if government will not be arbitrary in the acts of allocation, then that means government allocation is safe. But to some extent, there are clauses that also determine the safety of land allocation. So I think have I answered your question, sir?
No, you did, no, no, you did not answer the question the way I want to answer the question. The question
Okay.
is, okay, you've explained what government allocation is. Then the next thing is government allocation. Is it really safe?
Okay. Let me say that government allocation is safe to some extent. There are clauses that can make government allocation not to be safe again, even though it was safe before. There are clauses that can make a government allocated land not to be safe for the party that was allocated to. Yes. So let me first start from um, how does allocation comes about. Before you can get a government allocation, either there is a request or there is an agitation from a party, and that party might be an individual, a community, or let me say a company. So probably few of us now we group ourselves together to say that we need land somewhere because we want to build a factory there. You understand? So we approached the government, and government gave us an industrial allocation. You understand? At the moment we got that allocation, the land is safe for us to use. But there are clauses. Don't forget that we approach the government for a purpose. There are clauses that are attached to that allocation. You understand? So, and first of all, the fact that you have an allocation does not mean that you can go ahead and use the land anyhow. There are purposes for which lands are allocated. You understand? So there are clauses. If you do not go in line with those clauses, you will lose the land. I will mention few of the clauses. For us to just discuss about. First of all, there will be a purpose of allocation, either for residential, either for industrial, either for agricultural, either for resettlement or whatever. There must be a purpose of allocation. So if the purpose of that allocation is not in line of use, you understand, the purpose of allocation is not in line of your use, and it is causing havoc, or probably is capable of causing breach of peace in that environment. Government has power to retrieve that allocation, and there is nothing wrong about it. Take for instance where you are living. Where you are living right now, and then somebody now decided to go and get an allocation around your area. You know where people are living, where people are residing. You know, so you got an allocation for probably maybe for commercial, or maybe you got an allocation for let me say residential. And the person said, okay, I've got an allocation. I started hearing pigs beside your house. Before you know it, two of your kids start having cholera. What will you do? The next thing is that you approach the government. And this person, you don't have power to move him out because he has an allocation. You understand? So he started hearing pigs, he started hearing poultry. All these things are giving you, they are giving the environment sicknesses. If you approach the government and the government acts on it, they will retrieve the allocation of that person. It will be revoked. You understand? Because the purpose for which he collected the land was residential, but now he's using it for agriculture. You understand? So this is an example of a clause that can actually bring about revocation of allocation. It is possible. And then another thing is that overriding public interest. Okay, let me just state a very immediate example. Look at coastal road from Lagos to Calabar right now, and then federal government just came up with the project when President Tinubu came into power. All right, there are a lot of people that have allocation in the line of this right of way, but the interest of the public overrides their own interest. So it's not as if it is actually revoked, but it will be redressed. So if you have allocation in that place, you cannot say that you must. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing
All
you.
right. So you cannot say that by fire by force you must use the land, or maybe because of that allocation is not safe, or probably because there is a public overriding public interest. You cannot you will not take allocation again. You understand? Or maybe government has now defaulted. No, government has never defaulted, but there is an overriding public interest, something that will benefit the public more than your own interest. You understand? So government will like to go and the only thing that will happen in that way is you will be resettled. You will be compensated either in money or you will be given another land. So there is possibility of compensation and resettlement in that case. Let me mention one more clause. Although there are a lot of them, but let me just mention one more clause. And that is when you get allocation, there is a and probably you proceeded to doing your certificate of occupancy of that place allocated to you. You understand? Because it is necessary. You are supposed to proceed into certificate of occupancy when the land is allocated to you. All right. So you after you get your certificate of occupancy, there is something called tenancy rate, land use charges. Are you with me?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
All
I'm
right.
hearing you.
There's something called land use charges. Probably the land was allocated to you for 99 years. The first 10 years, you are not paying tenancy rates. They will be bringing, in case you have been coming across it, there are stickers they will be putting on your post or on your gate, on your fence. Sometimes they put it at your doorstep. Sometimes they put it on the pole in front of your house so that there is no way you will pass there. You must see that you must see that poster that you should come and pay your land use charges. You understand?
Yeah.
Now, the the land use charge, I stated a law now that all land belongs to the federal government, and the power to use the land is vested in the state government. All right. So this will
Mm-hmm.
make every user of land a tenant to the government. So
Mm.
you as a tenant, you are supposed to be paying a charge for the use of that land, either for commercial, either for industrial, either or residential or whatever. You are supposed to be paying use. Even federal government parastatals or federal government bodies that are using land in each state used to pay these charges. So how much more an individual, a private company that will not be paying these charges to each state government? They will give you notice several times, and probably after 40 or 50 years you did not pay land use charges, or maybe you pay for 3 years and you decided not to pay again. There's
Okay. Um. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Let me say this also. Or let me
okay.
ask you this. I'm asking you this question for the purpose of our viewer who are watching, because it's necessary for me to ask you this, so that those who are watching will be able to understand better. I'm asking like if I don't know, so that everybody will know. So the government allocation first. I want yes or no to this answer. Is government allocation a title? Yes or no?
Oh yes, you can call it a title. You can call it a title.
No, no. It is either is it a title or not a title?
Let me say, it is. Let me say yes. You can call it a title, but it is it is half title.
It's half title. Okay. So that means that there's a clause there. All these all these estates that are selling their property, and they are saying government allocation, which simply means that their title is half title, is not a full title. So which means that when government give you allocation, you are like half owner of the land. For you to move from allocation to C of O, it requires you taking extra action, and that action involves you paying for some certain things. So in a nutshell, to summarize everything, the reason why I decided to do this live, let me put it this way, happened to be the challenge that happened in Abuja. The Abuja, this particular man was allocated a land in Abuja about 40 years ago, and according to Wiki spokesperson, it was said that it was allocated that land as temporary shelter for their workers when they were doing some works. So they gave them, and they gave other companies that place as temporary, so that when the workers can stay there for some time, so that after the work they can now vacate the place. But after they stay there for after they finish the work, they keep on staying there. Before it ever happen, they possess the land, and the man that government allocated the land to was not happened to is now late. So the family, the wife and the children, all the assumption is that that land belonged to the husband. And now Wiki has come into the scene and checked the document and now revoke the land. But before they revoke the land, according to the spokesperson of Wiki, he said that they actually sent them a letter to come and ratify the land so they can get C of O on the land. But they did not take action on time. Because of that, the land was withdrawn back and it was given to somebody else. And the person now have his own C of O. So thank you for this clarity when it comes to government allocation. Let me just summarize this so that we can end this particular video. The summary of everything is this. Um, when you are buying land from an estate company, that what they state there is government allocation. What I would recommend to you, try to also confirm from them what stage are they to move that document from government allocation to C of O, so that at least the land can be more safer. Yeah, because some company, when government give them allocation, that is where they stop. They don't proceed anymore. They just dump that property and go to another land to take the money to go and buy another land. That is not safe at all. It is not safe. That is why try and make sure that you ask the company. Yes, government are giving you allocation. They prove that you have allocation. What is your next step? What is your next timeline? When do you intend to go ahead and get a certificate of occupancy for that land? If they don't give you a particular timeline, I would recommend do not proceed. The end result is you have at least a seal of O. That's the end result. Uh, and if the company in quotes they're not ready to perfect the title in getting C of O, you have to use that as a method of negotiating to lower the price, so that because you will still be the one that will still go and perfect the title yourself, if you have that strength to go ahead. So Mr. Victor, thank you so much for coming to share your insight on this matter about government allocation. So in summary, you've heard that the point which I want you to drive to, I want you to take out in this video is this: government allocation is good. Government allocation is like you're sitting with one leg, not completely seated, even though government gives the land, and you need to work with the purpose. If you are the one getting it directly, but if you are getting through an estate company, definitely the purpose is clear. Is that it is residential or commercial, depending. So after getting the allocation, it's necessary to confirm that the company have intent of making it to have a CFO. If they do not have that intent, use it as a tool to negotiate to pay lesser, because it is necessary for you to, after getting that allocation, for you to go ahead and do your own CFO so that you can be more safer. That is summary of everything we've just said now. So yeah, so I appreciate you, Mr. Victor, for coming. Thank you so much. And please kindly subscribe to this channel, kindly share this video, and I know that you'll be glad. We'll be coming up with more videos on this. Thank you so much, and thank you for staying to this point. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.